आपका हमारे YouTube चैनल पर नॉलेज एंड नॉलेजर पर। यह एक बार समरी पढ़ लीजिए, ये कहानी पूरा याद हो जाएगा। स्वागत है आपका हमारे चैनल पर, जहां हम आपके लिए लेकर आते हैं क्लास 12 की लिटरेचर की इंटरेस्टिंग समरी। आज हम लॉस्ट स्प्रिंग की कहानी के बारे में बात करेंगे, जो एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण और सामाजिक विश्लेषण प्रदान करती है। लॉस्ट स्प्रिंग में लेखक अपने अनुभवों के माध्यम से हमें गरीबी, संघर्ष और बचपन की खुशियों की कमी का एहसास कराता है। ये कहानी उन बच्चों की है जो अपने सपनों को पूरा करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सामाजिक और आर्थिक कठिनाइयों के कारण उन्हें सफल नहीं होने दिया जाता। ये कहानी हमें ये समझाती है कि शिक्षा और मेहनत से हम अपनी जिंदगी को कैसे बदल सकते हैं। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आए तो कृपया इसे लाइक करें, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करें और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। आपकी समर्थन से हम और भी अच्छी कंटेंट बना सकते हैं। धन्यवाद। इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज समरी ऑफ लॉस्ट स्प्रिंग. Lost Spring is a narrative written by Anis Young that explores the lives of children in India who are deprived of their childhood due to poverty and exploitation. The story is divided into two parts. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage, and I want to drive a car. Through these stories, Young paints a vivid picture of the struggles faced by children in India, emphasizing the need for societal change and better opportunities for these young lives. Part 1. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. The first part of Lost Spring focuses on the life of Sahib, a young boy who is a rag picker in Simapuri, a slum area on the outskirts of Delhi. Sahib and his family migrated from Dhaka, Bangladesh in search of a better life, but they ended up living in abject poverty. Sahib spends his days scouring the garbage dumps for anything of value, a life he accepts with a sort of resigned optimism. The life of Sahib. Sahib's daily routine involves sifting through heaps of garbage to find anything that might be sold for a few rupees. He dreams of going to school and playing like other children, but the harsh reality of his circumstances keeps him from realizing these dreams. The author describes how Sahib's life is dominated by the immediate need for survival, which overshadows any aspirations for a better future. Simapuri, a snapshot. Simapuri is depicted as a place of desperation and survival. The residents, like Sahib's family, live in shanties with no basic amenities such as clean water or electricity. The only source of income for most families is rag picking, a profession that barely sustains them. Despite the dire conditions, the residents of Simapuri cling to their hopes for a better life, though these hopes often seem out of reach. The irony of Sahib's name. The author reflects on the irony of Sahib's name, which means Lord in Arabic. Despite his name, Sahib lives a life of servitude and hardship. His name becomes a poignant reminder of the unfulfilled promises and dreams of many children like him. Transition from rag picker to worker. Eventually, Sahib finds a job at a tea stall, where he earns 800 rupees. While this job offers more stability than rag picking, it also comes with its own set of challenges. Sahib loses the freedom he once had and is now bound by the constraints of employment. The author highlights the trade-off between financial security and personal freedom, a common dilemma for many children in poverty. Part 2. I want to drive a car. The second part of Lost Spring focuses on the life of Mukesh, a boy from Firozabad, a city known for its glass-blowing industry. Mukesh's story sheds light on the plight of child laborers in India, who are forced to work in hazardous conditions to support their families. The glass-blowing industry. Firozabad as I. The glass-blowing industry. Firozabad is infamous for its glass-blowing industry, where generations of families have been engaged in making bangles. The work is hazardous, involving exposure to high temperatures and toxic fumes. Children like Mukesh are often forced into this labor from a young age, sacrificing their health and education in the process. Mukesh's aspirations. Despite the grim circumstances, Mukesh harbors dreams of a better future. He wants to become a motor mechanic and is determined to break free from the cycle of poverty and exploitation. Unlike many others in his community, Mukesh is willing to take risks and challenge the status quo to achieve his dreams. The bonded labor system. The author delves into the systemic issues that perpetuate child labor in India. Many families are trapped in a cycle of bonded labor where they are forced to work to repay debts that never seem to diminish. This system keeps them in a state of perpetual poverty and exploitation, making it nearly impossible for children to escape their circumstances. The role of education. Jung emphasizes the importance of education in breaking the cycle of poverty. Both Sahib and Mukesh dream of going to school, but their economic conditions prevent them from doing so. The author argues that providing access to education is crucial for empowering these children and giving them the tools to build a better future. Themes and analysis. The cycle of poverty. Lost Spring highlights the vicious cycle of poverty that traps many families in India. The children in the narrative are born into a life of deprivation and are forced to sacrifice their childhood to support their families. This cycle is perpetuated by systemic issues such as lack of education, bonded labor, and limited opportunities for social mobility. Loss of childhood. One of the central themes of Lost Spring is the loss of childhood. The children in the story are denied the simple joys and freedoms that should be a natural part of growing up. Instead, they are burdened with responsibilities and hardships that force them to grow up too quickly. The author poignantly captures the stolen innocence and lost dreams of these children. Hope and resilience. Despite the bleak circumstances, Lost Spring is also a story of hope and resilience. Both Sahib and Mukesh harbor dreams of a better future and are willing to work towards achieving them. Their determination and optimism in the face of adversity serve as a testament to the human spirit's resilience. The need for change. Through the stories of Sahib and Mukesh, Anis Jung calls for societal change and better opportunities for children in poverty. She highlights the need for policies and initiatives that address the root causes of poverty and provide children with access to education, healthcare, and safe working conditions. The narrative is a call to action for society to take responsibility and work towards creating a more just and equitable world for all children. Conclusion. Lost Spring by Anis Jung is a powerful and moving narrative that sheds light on the harsh realities faced by many children in India. Through the stories of Sahib and Mukesh, Jung explores themes of poverty, exploitation, and the loss of childhood, while also highlighting the resilience and hope that persist despite these challenges. The narrative serves as a poignant reminder of the need for societal change and the importance of providing better opportunities for all children to realize their full potential.